Are you a freshman, or are you gonna be a freshman? Well, lucky for you. If you are, I have some tips or things that you should know, I guess. I know that I had a lot of questions and things that I didn't know when I was gonna be a freshman, so here are some answers to some of the questions that I had, or just some useful things to know, I guess. The first thing is, when you go to class, you might think, oh, should I use a laptop? Should I write my notes on some paper? No, none of those. The one device that you really need for university is an iPad. One of those Apple iPads with the iPencil, I don't know what it's called, the iPen, something like that. That's amazing. Just download all of your PDF files if your professor has them beforehand, before each class. Download them on there. You can write on that, and it's so easy because on a laptop you can just type. You can't really write, like you can't draw on the laptop. If you have notes, it's just really hard. It's easy to access notes online nowadays. It's just easier to edit notes online, especially when you're in class. If the professor goes back and adds something, you can easily change your notes if it's electronic. So most people that I have seen, they all have some sort of tablet or iPad. They just write it down, or they can like take pictures with it and upload it onto their notes as well. That's the number one device I've seen people use. Number two, one thing that I did not think I would use a lot, but I end up using so much, is Google Calendar. That's because my school, when you make your schedule, you can automatically upload it to Google Calendar. So when you have a class coming up, you can see all the classes you have for each day. Of course, every day is different, so you can just check on it. It's really easy. It automatically uploads to Google Calendar for my school. So if yours doesn't, I still recommend putting each class onto a calendar just so you can have it there to look at. And for sure, do not take morning classes if you're not a morning person, because I'm not a morning person. I sleep in very late. Yeah, I thought I could take 8:30 classes, and if I thought if I had 8:30 classes, I would have to go to class. I would have to wake up and I'll become a morning person, but no. It worked out for the first term, and after the midterm, it just big snowball, bad snowball all the way downwards. Don't do it. Do not do it. If you're not a morning person, don't do it. You can try, but you will see that you'll regret it unless you don't, which good for you, but nah. But then again, I'm still gonna take 8:30 and 9:30 classes next year. Also, I don't have a choice. See, the thing is, guys, when you pick your courses, sometimes there's only gonna be 1 or 2 classes for a course, and you'll just have to take that 8:30 class. So if that's the case, then that really sucks. That really sucks. But if it's not, then do not take it if you're not a morning person. Another thing. I did not know. There's something called a freshman flu that goes around. I always end up getting a cough at mid-August to mid-September time. I don't know if I have seasonal allergies or something. I went to the doctor for it once, and they said I have temporary asthma. I still don't know, but I didn't notice anything was wrong with me since I always cough during that time of the school year. But then all the freshmen, they were all coughing during that time of the school year, and it was really awkward because you're in class and you don't want to cough. But then you hear someone else cough, and everyone else just coughs as well because they're like, oh, someone else coughed, now I can cough. But the whole class thinks that, so it's just a bombardment. I think that's the word. Everyone's just coughing all at the same time. I don't know why. I think it's because when freshmen move into their new dorms, it's dusty and they get coughs. I think it has something to do with that, but I'm not sure. But beware of that. Get some like cough medicine or something, because flu is no joke. It's no joke. Do not be afraid to ask upper years for information, because they're gonna be really happy to tell you everything they know. Why would they not? Why would they not? If they know, like, if I know something that can help someone, like, why not? Especially if it's a clueless, tiny little freshman, they're going, oh, what a baby, a little baby, of course I'll help you. Upper years in your program, they will know everything you need to know, and they'll just tell you what you need to know. Things like what profs are good, they'll know, so go ask them. It will help you in the long run, or in the short run. It'll just help you in general. Keep up your work, don't skip a week. If you skip a week, you're done for. You're just done for. You think a week is just a week. In high school, if you missed a week, it's okay. You'll be able to catch up. But here, it's brutal out here. I don't even understand. It just zooms. You're gonna have to catch up on so much content, like 3 lectures. Like each class, they have 3 lectures per week. You're gonna have 5 classes. You'll have to catch up on 15 lectures. That's 15 hours of lectures. You have to study. Don't miss a week. Like, don't slack. Another difference between being a freshman and being in high school is you'll have a lot of freedom. It's not like high school where you have a whole day of learning. You have a lecture here, another like 2 blocks of lectures here, and you have a lot of time in between those spaces. You'll need to know how to organize your time well. That's why I recommend having some sort of calendar or agenda you can use to write down all the lectures you have today and what you're gonna do in between that time. Like me, I procrastinate just like anyone else. Everyone I know procrastinates. Everyone I know doesn't use their time to the maximum efficiency. That's just how we are. We are humans. But it is still important to make sure you know what you have to do and when you have to get it on time. There's going to be a lot of assignments. There's going to be a lot of different courses that you're going to have to take care of. So have a calendar or have an agenda where you can write down everything that needs to be taken care of, because there's going to be like 15 things in a week that you need to do. So you're not going to remember that by your own brain. For taking courses, a lot of people, when they have an elective, they like to take bird courses. And of course, please take bird courses. They are bird courses. They will raise your mark. But one thing you have to take into consideration is, should you take a bird course or should you take a course that you find interesting? Because sometimes, even if it's a bird course, you'll have to put in some work. And if it's something that you don't like, you're not going to like to put in the work and you might have a lower mark than if you take a course that you think is interesting, a course that you like. You can get a higher mark in that course because you'll actually put more effort into it, since it's something that you enjoy doing, you enjoy learning. So you'll have to take that into consideration. Don't just take bird courses because they are easy. Or don't just take courses that you like because you'll think, oh, I like them, and you end up not liking them. Or you think that you like them, but there's just too much work. You can't balance everything all at once. So you have to find a balance. Look at your schedule. Look at, okay, I have these courses. Can I take another course that I like? Or does this course have too much coursework and I should just take a bird course that does not require too much work? If you're debating about staying in res your first year, okay, there's COVID right now, so like do what you want. But if there was not COVID, I would 100% recommend staying in residence, because you meet so many people in residence. A lot of my friends that I met were all from the same residence that I was in first year. So I definitely recommend. You'll get to meet so many people. There's gonna be a lot of games that you guys do as a residence, and it's easy to talk to them as well because you're living in the same building. You're like, what, 3 doors away from each other? It's not like, oh, I have to walk 15 minutes to see my friend. No, they're just next door. Go. Most people might not think of this one, but printer, you might think maybe you need a printer because there are things that you need to print out and hand to professors during labs and things like that. So do I need to bring a printer? No, you do not. I brought a printer first year, and I did enjoy having a printer first year, but you can also print things in school. Of course you can print things in school. I kind of didn't think of that, but you can print things in school. At my school, I forgot how much it cost. I think it cost 7 cents to print 1 sheet of paper. So if bringing a printer to your school is a lot of work, if you live really far away, it's heavy, you know, if you don't really want to bring anything, know that you don't have to. You can still print at your school. It's going to cost 7 cents. It's 7 cents. Having your own printer, using electricity, having the paper and ink, it's also going to cost a few cents, so it doesn't really matter. This is not even a question of if or if not to be or not to be. It is to be. Bring a mini fridge. This is for people on res. If you have your own living situation with a big fridge, then you have a big fridge. But if you're on res, have a mini fridge. Like, it is so useful. You think that you'll have your meal card and you'll just swipe, buy food and you'll eat it. But it is so useful to have a mini fridge. You can put the food that you didn't finish. You can have snacks. Just a lot of snacks. I used it every day, multiple times a day. It was my savior. I do not know what I would have done without a mini fridge. I honestly don't know. And for the place I lived in, they don't let you bring your own appliances. Like, you can't bring your own mini fridge. We had to pay for our mini fridge. You can't bring toasters. You can't bring a kettle, anything like that. But I still snuck in a toaster. I snuck in a kettle. I snuck in a rice cooker, even though I didn't cook any rice the whole year, but I snuck those in. And I'm pretty sure if you snuck in your own mini fridge, they wouldn't notice. So there's that. Textbooks. Oh, okay. This is late into the video, but textbooks for sure. You don't need to buy every textbook. In the beginning of the year, during the very first class, the profs, they had a list shown of everything you needed to buy. I took a picture of that. I went to the store. I bought everything. You don't need it. I refunded like half of the books. Really, please ask the upper years what you need, what you don't need. Half the books you don't even need. They're useless. I didn't even use them. Out of all the books that I bought first year, I refunded like half of them, and I still didn't use a good chunk of the books that I did keep. So no, just No, you do not need to buy all of them. It will seem very overwhelming because they'll give you such a big stack of textbooks to buy. You don't need them all. And if anything, you can even ask the profs if you need this, if you don't need this. And this is something that you'll have to do every year as well. It's not just first year, second year, third year, fourth year. Every year, check which books you need and which books you do not need. And see which books you can find online, because a lot of books can be free online. In my second year, I took an art history course and we had to buy a 3rd edition art history textbook. I found online the 2nd edition for that exact textbook was free. So I emailed my professor. I said, hey, I know we're supposed to use the 3rd edition of the textbook, but I found the 2nd edition. Can I use this instead? And she said, there are a couple pages that are different or are missing from the 2nd edition, so I can email those pages to you and you can use your 2nd edition textbook. So I didn't have to pay $100 for a textbook. $100 saved right there. Really easy peasy lemon squeezy. So please do that. Ask your professors, ask your upper years, search online for free textbooks. And if you're in an English course, I hate English, but I had to take it. If you need to read a book, this isn't just for freshmen, it's for any man, any woman, any kid. If you need to read a book for school online, if you can find the PDF version online, or if you can find the book online, download it as a PDF, just Control P and then save as PDF. Once you have it saved as a PDF, there's an option for it to read out loud to you, so you don't have to read it. You can be typing up some other schoolwork, you can be drawing, doodling, and it'll just read itself to you, and you can change the speed. I have it read to me at 2 times speed. And no, you don't have to use Audible, you don't have to buy anything to read the book to you. It's free. Another thing for textbooks, a lot of the time the upper years will sell their used textbooks. You'll just have to search up your school used textbook sale, and you can find some upper years who are willing to sell their textbooks to you at a lower price. It can get pretty cheap. Sometimes they'll sell it for 50% of the price. It can go to 70% of the price, 40% of the price sometimes. But yeah, you can save a lot of money doing that too. And if it's just a year difference, like if they bought the textbook new last year, 99% of the time you can still use that textbook. It'll be the same thing. Ask your professors just in case before you buy the textbook. Ask your professors. You don't want to buy it and then, oh, I can't actually use this, and they're not going to give you a refund because it was your problem. You bought the book from them and you didn't know. That's still your issue. Another way of saving money. A lot of people buy online notes things like GoodNotes. I know is very popular, but you don't have to use those. I just use OneNote. It is free. You can just download it anywhere, I think. I'm pretty sure OneNote is very easy. You can upload all your notes on there. You can draw on it. It's just super easy. I've been using that. My friends who have bought note-taking apps with their own money like GoodNotes, they just ended up using OneNote because it's really easy. It's really easy to use, very user-friendly. You'll get it right away. There's different notebooks you can have for different years. Upload your subjects, upload your subject notes. Everything is very, very organized. Even if you weren't planning on using any note-taking apps, just know that it was very useful for me, very, very useful for me. 100% recommend. I think that's it. Of course, a lot of people will feel imposter syndrome because especially in the first few months, people are like, oh, I'm a freshman, gotta work hard, gotta work super, super hard. Everyone will seem that they're so studious, they're so good, they're gonna be important people in life, and you'll just feel, gosh, I don't know, I feel kind of, I'm scared. Don't feel as if you're not good enough for everyone else, because you are. You got accepted to study here, so you're as worthy of being here as anyone else is. Don't feel as if you're the only one lost here, because I'm pretty sure most people are also putting up a facade. You have to, because first impressions are important. Well, you don't have to, but a lot of people just instinctively do that. So don't feel as if you're the only one who's struggling, who's lost, who doesn't know what to do. A lot of people feel that. I can guarantee you, a lot of people are just, I really don't know what I'm doing, but fake it till you make it. Good luck. I hope this video wasn't too late coming out. My power came back 5 minutes ago, but I was in the middle of a power outage, so I thought, time to actually do work and start filming, because I had this idea and I thought it would be very useful and it could help people out, because helping people is good. So yeah, that's it. Good luck, guys. Bye bye.